puff appears. Do
you want to know? So, I go live, and Julius, the first thing you say is, "So a big puff appears." I don't know.
Timing.
I know. I don't know at all. Okay, guys. So we're going to remain in combat for just now. So I hope you've stretched your legs and you're feeling revitalized, ready for this next part of the adventure. So I'm going to swap you over still to the combat screen. Here we are. So who was the last person to act? It was Rurik. You acted with your burning hand spell. So Julius, you are up next.
I turn to Rurik. I go, can I, deeper voice, go to my normal size if you please.
You'll need to catch Tenariel.
If you need healing, just climb back up.
Yeah, Tenariel, it's like, I am expecting Tenariel to, like, jump down.
Okay, yeah. Point. Okay, so you tell Rurik, and Rurik sort of like says you're going to have to catch Tenariel. So 13 is Batman.
Batman is going to carry on. He wants to look to see if there's any offshoots in the main tunnel that he's already explored, and like the first half that he's already explored. See if there's any offshoots.
Yeah, so you've been down 20 foot, so it's just a 20-foot corridor, and that's when you see the bats in front of you. Yeah. So what do you wish to do? Do you want to travel?
Done that.
Do you want to travel further down the?
I already said last turn that I was going, when I saw the bats, I stopped, turned around, and started going back the other way.
Yeah. So you come back to this combat here.
There's no no tunnels coming off the main tunnel that I already explored, basically.
No, you came down the shaft. You flew out 20 foot, which is just 20-foot normal wall. You saw at the edge of your blind sight bats over the tunnel and down the side, and that's where you are now. So that within that 20 foot, there's no sort of like turnings off or anything like that.
Okay.
So in essence, Longshanks, there's one hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
So what do you wish to do?
One hole.
So in that case, Ashenek is going to carefully fly past the bats that are roosting on the ceiling.
Excellent. So you start to fly closer and closer towards them, and you're about 20 foot away from them when the bats suddenly take a very active interest at you, and you suddenly notice that they're not bats at all. They seem to unfurl their wings, and they seem to have very leathery wings that were covered over their heads and their faces and everything, which is why they look like bats. But once they unfurl, they seem to have almost like a feathery body, and they have almost like bird-like heads with these huge long beaks on them, and they almost like they see you there. This sort of like bat flying down, and you notice instantly that two of them sort of like drop from the wall and come heading towards you. Okay, this is Bazooka.
Is this big gooey thing still a threat?
No.
No, it's dead.
It's kind of melted.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many kills it worth?
You need more than a few to catch up with us.
Mm-hmm. Bazooka's going to turn round in a huff and start marching down the corridor a bit, unaware of a bat or anything.
Okay, so just out of interest, Ashenik, you're fine in bat form because you have blind sight, But as Rurik pointed out earlier on, does anybody have a source of light at the moment? Because otherwise, dark vision requires some form of
What was
light.
our source of light before we came down?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
well,
was-
Shenik had a globe of light. Can you remember he had that thing on his staff?
It's gone
I
now.
was given
There's
that
some light
stone
source
that had
from
the
the.
And then you
Yeah,
asked
so-
the miners to
Yeah.
come down, so the miners would have lit the way for you. But now you're down. This doesn't apply to you, Tenariel. But now that you're down below, there'll be some light coming down. But Julius is probably blocking a lot of it due to his sheer size.
Longshanks, you have a stone in your pocket of your loincloth.
So Julius shouts up the shaft.
Anyone got a light?
Ashenik, I think you've got a light in your pocket, don't you, Julius?
Push it down. The lights, so we can see things. Cynic.
Okay then. So hang on.
Okay,
Let's,
so Bazooka's basically is going to be walking forward blind with his sword out, trying to like use it as a feeler stick.
so you're just going blind down the corridor.
Yeah, I want to get away from these. He's in a bad mood.
Okay then. So how far do you want to actually move? So your full move, I presume, therefore you would move your full movement rate, which is 25 foot, I think. It says on your character 25
Oh, is at the top?
feet.
Yeah. Sorry, I was at the bottom. Yeah, 25.
Okay then. So you move down the corridor, 25 foot. Okay, Tenariel, what would you like to do?
In response to the call to Ashenik, I'll shout, Ashenik's down there with you.
Okay. Do you wish to jump down, or are you still waiting for the
No.
miner? Yeah. Okay.
I'm not jumping
You
down
won't
there.
throw any light down?
But I'll look through Ashenik's pile of stuff and see if the light source is there.
The stone.
Yeah.
The stone was still in the top of his quarterstaff.
So you can
He
drop.
never took it out.
So you can drop the quarterstaff down.
Right on his head.
Okay, I'll drop it. I'll shout, look out! And drop it down.
Okay. So,
Wave it, disappears.
so so we'll say for argument's sake that you've now got that, Julius, which sort of like throws out your light so you can see down the corridor. Bazooka, you suddenly see what's going on further down the corridor. So you can see this bat flying around, and you can see down the walls there's a whole load of other bats, and you can see that they started to, two of them have sort of like dropped off and are flying towards this little bat, and they seem to have leathery wings and sort of like feathery bodies and really long beaks. Okay, and the head, you can see them ahead of you now. Araval,
Can he
you're
run
up.
back, or is that?
No, that's because
yeah.
that's the end of your action last time. You can do it next time we get down to 11. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to yell out that there's something else down this way. Step forward and take a shot at the bat.
Cool. Now, let's just have a look at this. So, the bats. Oops.
Longshanks, I've got you saved.
The bat's armor class is 12.
Hit.
So,
So it's easier to hit than I thought.
yeah.
Yeah, it's tiny. It's a bat.
Dope.
Yeah, 7 points of damage kills the bat.
The bat has one health, by the way.
It had 1 hit point of health. And suddenly, in front of you guys, you see in just his loincloth,
A dead Ashenik.
A Shenik. Okay.
Shenik in midair and still flapping away as human form.
Okay.
But by the way, anyone in chat, this is actually where I said about the puffness.
Yeah.
This is what he meant by puff appears.
Okay, hang on. I'm just doing some alterations here, so people are aware. I'm just moving some people onto the next map, so that your characters, that is, so we can see what's happening, because we need to jump across there. So I'm going to move you across. Now, some of you will see your characters, but others will not see your characters. So Tenario, you're still up on the top.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Rurik, you're still with Julius, and Julius, you're still in the shaft. Okay.
Yes.
So you will not see your characters on the new map that I'm going to drag you onto, but you guys will see. Can you, Aravol and Bazooka and Ashenik, you should be able to see yourselves there. Can you see yourself?
Yes, sir.
And
Yeah.
I can see Mr. Bazooka.
Yeah, because he moved up, and now you can see these bat-like things.
I can't see anything, but do I still? I have the Ashenix.
You still have the light, which is allowing everybody to see down the corridor. That's what's seeing them down. Yeah.
I've got the shaft end of the tunnel over my head, don't I? So I can't.
So I see. So you're probably putting the staff down a bit, because I mean it's quite tiny for you. I mean it's not used as so you've sort of like dropped it down so you can see it. So these are the little things.
Doesn't he only double his size? So if he's 6 foot, he becomes
I
like
go
12
to
foot.
12
the
foot.
next tier upwards of size.
Yeah, that.
So you be a normal person if you get touched.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
But
what
he
I'm,
also
I'm
enlarged
6 foot.
this way.
but the staff won't be enlarged, so it's quite small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay then. So let me just zip over to this. So Arval, we've had your turn.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So well done. Thank you. I just need to do just 1 second before anybody. Good grief, guys!
Before Longshanks gets up, I go over and slit his throat.
Hang on. You're really making me work tonight, I tell you.
I was gonna say, Inballs has been trying to kill off players for like 15 episodes, and I did it in my very first attempt.
I know you did it without any incidents at all. You know, so.
Hold on, there's one thing. During the intro, you always say that you're trying to keep us alive.
It's a lie.
Complete lie.
Betrayer.
Yeah, but Ashenik's going to turn into the dragon that he saw 4 days ago, and he's just going to roast Arabal.
Araval had no reason to believe that was part of the party, though.
No,
At no point was it discussed that the druid had the ability to change form.
Don't come up.
I'll further discount this druid armor that I've got.
I love the name. Of the
One careless owner.
Right. Okay. Oh dear. There's lots happening here. Okay then. So Araval, your turn is done. Rurik, we're back to you. So we're back on to this map. What would you like to do?
I go next to Julius.
Yeah.
And I take out my grappling hook, and I give it to Julius, and I say, throw this upstairs.
Okay. Cool.
How much rope do you have attached to it? Just out of curiosity.
It's not. It's just the hook.
Just the hook.
I have a rope, but I'm not sure how many feet is it.
It's
Because if it's
it's normally-
50, it's not going to go far enough. Because
Yeah,
it was a 80
it's normally
foot
about
shaft.
50 foot. Julius is a bit taller though, isn't it? So depends how tall he is. Julius, you're up.
I look down at the little person and the little people, at Rurik, and go, okay. Reach down, grab it, and chuck it up.
Okay.
Just the whole thing, not.
So just roll a dexterity check so we see how good you are.
It actually just goes straight up, then straight back down again.
Well, that's what I'm going to see whether or not it does or not.
There's a good
Yeah,
chance.
Yeah, you sort of like lob it up, and it just sort of like comes straight back down in your hand. Tenariel, you see this grappling hook go up the shaft, and it's nowhere near the edge. You know, it's in the middle. You're not too sure whether or not you're meant to catch it, or but you just sort of like it's almost like somebody's doing an upside down yo-yo. And the sort of like all of a sudden this grappling hook comes up and then comes back down.
At your height level, your eye level is like it just stops, hangs, then falls.
Okay.
That would have actually been the perfect time to use Mage Hand.
So
No,
down,
Mage Hand is like 30 foot of distance, so
Yeah.
Oh, the
I
range.
can't
Okay.
make it.
so or
I can throw you.
you could have thrown Rurik up, and when he reached his terminal velocity, he could then do Mage Hand. That would have been right. Okay. These are the bat birds, Ashenik, and you sort of like the arrow hits into you and you fall down onto the ground, and these bat birds almost like start almost like a frenzy, and they come shooting down at you. Now, can I please remind you that your armor class is going to be 10? But do you have a dexterity bonus?
It's 1. I've got a 1 in the big number. That's it. I don't know if that's what you mean.
+1. Okay then. So here comes your attack. So the first one, the bird sort of like lands down and sort of like takes a swoop at you, and you sort of like roll to one side, and then the second one comes down and it lands on you. You take 5 points of damage.
I thought that's what these were from your
Roll a d20, please. Okay, you suddenly know it comes down and these birds attach itself, and you notice the long beak sink into your shoulder. Okay, and it just sort of like goes right through in, and you feel it sort of like land on you, and its beak goes into your shoulder, and you almost like feel the tickle of some kind of proboscis inside you as it comes down. So that one is on Ashenik. This one is not. Okay, Ashenik, it is your turn.
First of all, Ashenik goes, hell on a hand card. And he's going to try and attack this creature that has launched itself at him with his poison spray. So he's going to put his hand here and just like blast it across his body like this.
Okay.
So it's his left hand, because obviously it's in his right shoulder. So he's brought his left hand up and he's firing the poison spray at this creature.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was a 1d. Sorry, I forgot. It's 1d12.
Cool.
So you must make a Constitution saving throw.
Excellent. Thank you. What's the DC?
And then the DC is 11.
Yeah, it fails it. So do it.
And then I roll 1d12.
Hang on, wait. Let's make sure I've got it done. 3 points of damage. Yeah. So this thing, you blast it with sort of like poison spray, and yeah, we carefully aiming. It doesn't sort of like hit you, but it certainly hits the bird, and it sort of like sizzles and almost like fries in the poison, and you notice its bird-like body just sort of like decays, and there's a sizzle, and it's dead, but it's still actually attached to your shoulder, And at the same time that this happens, this other bird, sort of like this bat bird, lets out a screech. And Bazooka, you suddenly see down the corridor.
Whoops. That's torn it.
Sorry, they're all on a different layer, so I just need to change their layers. You suddenly see the ones down the corridor that were all sort of like quietly roosting suddenly come off their roosts. And
How big are these things?
literally almost like bat size, bird size.
size.
They're not huge. Was there any reason? Did you want to know whether or not you could eat
No.
one or something?
He wanted to know if they were bigger than he was.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
wanted to know if he could ride them.
Oh,
Okay, so you can see all of a sudden. You see? Can you see those?
Yeah.
Yeah, they all sort of like drop down off the wall, and they just seem to be heading towards you. Arval, you can see these as well, I think. They're heading towards you and Shenik and Arval. Bazooka, you're up.
He already has his scimitar out. He's gonna run up to this this thing, Batbird thing, and take a big swing with his one and only scimitar.
Can you just? Sorry, I was further down the screen when you said which one you were going up for.
The one that's closest to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this one is flying. Okay, so
Well,
yeah. So the one on the Shenik is actually dead but stuck into his shoulder, but the rest of them
Right,
are
okay.
flying. So it's not going to be a straight normal. It's like da, 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 da. You're going to have to sort of like try to whack it up in
Then
the air.
that's what he will do. As
Yeah.
it's flying by, he's gonna take a swing at
Cool.
it.
Go for it.
ring, bada, bada, bada.
Yeah, so you sort of like jump a little way as well and swing your scimitar at this this bat bird, and it sort of like nimbly sort of like gets out of your way. Right.
Bloody
Meanwhile,
bat birds.
back at
the ranch.
back at the ranch. Tenariel, the miner comes back.
Finally.
With the rope.
She's
And he goes-
busy
he
eating
goes-
her after 8 chocolates at the
He goes,
moment.
"Oh, miss,
Yes?
you know that place that you told us not to go to? With all that fungus thing? Well,
Yes.
my mate got curious and he went down there and something not very pleasant happened. He came running out
Tell me.
covered in sort of like spores, and he said that he only went, I think he saw something at the back, and he went in and came out covered in spores. And he said that the big mushroom exploded, and that's all he said,
Is he still alive?
because then he died.
That's a no.
He just sort of like twitched a bit and then
Show me.
died. Don't talk of love, da-da-da-da. If you're in love, show me.
Show me.
Okay, yeah, so you can head. I'm just moving you back so you can see
that's fine.
where it is. That miner come with you.
I never actually got a good look at the mushrooms myself, so
No, so this is the dead miner, and he seems to be. It looks as if. How can I describe this? Imagine that like an egg has exploded onto somebody,
right.
and it looks like that, but it seems to be covered in spores, and it just seems to be almost like needle-shaped spores, just sort of like covering him. and you notice that his face is totally drained of colour, and you know that you've probably got here just after death, because there's still a slight twitch. And just make a perception roll, please.
Is there? Did the guards come down as well?
No, only the miners. You can probably go get the other miner to go and get the guards.
That's all right. We don't need a cleric in middle combat.
Yeah. You notice that beforehand there was a scent of honeysuckle. Next to this guy, there's a very strong, pungent smell of honeysuckle. Okay.
It's dead Jim.
Araval, we're going back down to you.
Araval is going to walk up to Ashenik, reach down and grab his cloak, and attempt to lift him up off the ground as he says, "Curse your witch bits. You should have mentioned you're a shifter."
Yeah.
He's not wearing a cloak.
He's not wearing a cloak.
Sorry, just
You can pick him up by his loincloth if you like a wedgie.
Maybe he's just a Terminator.
You can probably, and you notice that he seems to have this acid decayed bird, sort of like impaled on his shoulder, and you can also. Bazooka, I'm just moving you slightly because you probably have gone over there to whack at that bird, and you can see Bazooka sort of like waving in the air at the other one, and over you can see everything else down there. Do you wish to do anything with your action at all?
I think pretty much the majority of my action is taken up by moving and trying
Yeah,
to
and
lift
picking it up. Good point. Yeah, excellent. Okay then, Rurik, we're back with you.
After seeing Julius fail to throw a grappling hook, I will just get out and move with the others.
Okay, cool.
And also stop the enlarge.
And stop the enlarge. So hang on. So do you know I should have made you make a dexterity saving throw, Julius, to catch it again, but I won't. Okay, Rurik, I'm just moving you back slightly, and the only reason I'm doing this is so I can get you both of you together, and then I can put you both on the other map, and then space you out a bit. So you're still in the shaft, and that's where you will be, Rurik. Actually, you're probably about there. Excellent. Julius, you are up.
Now that I can see what's going on,
Yeah.
I can't actually see at the moment.
You can see that there's a combat going ahead of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Ooh, and kind of like.
Charge!
Just make sure to wave the lighted quarterstaff out in front of you.
Yeah. I'm bringing core stuff in one hand, my sword in the other, because I no longer have a shield.
At my last round, did I move?
No, you didn't. You can move if you wish. I don't mind. Yeah, sorry, Julius. What would you like to say?
Where I am, are there any enemies around me?
No. The combat is all happening down when Bazooka, Araval, and Ashenik are.
Because all I can see is the layer above at the moment.
Sorry.
It's all right.
There you go.
There we go. Okay, sweet. Yeah.
Sorry, when you said you couldn't see, I checked your light. I thought I had done something funny with the light, and then I checked your light, and you could see everything. So, and then I thought, what's he going on about?
Yeah, sorry, my mistake for not expanding on it.
Bloody Tin Man.
Sorry for not enlarging on it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Julius, what would you like to do?
There's nothing that I can do at the moment.
Do you wish to move?
So I was on the other map. Let's see.
You can try to move.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, bat bird time. So, Bazooka, this bat bird takes a dive at you. And it gets a 24. Roll a d20, please.
Carry on. Oh,
Yeah.
that was so close to being 5.
I'm only rolling it, by the way, to see whereabouts on your body it attaches itself. That's right on your bottom. No, it's not. Oh, you can only imagine where 5 was, I tell you. And this bird sort of like flies. You sort of like go, whoo, whoo, and as you go like that, you'll sort of like you leave your chest open, and the bird just sort of like goes straight down. And you just feel it go, chung, straight through your armor, and it's this sort of like beak is so sharp, it just goes straight into it, and you can feel it enter your flesh. Did you take the 4 points of damage?
No, not yet.
So you take 4 points of damage.
I have now.
Cool. Okay, cool. Right. Then let's just see. Yeah. What?
I think.
Is that what your character actually looks like?
He's only
yes.
half out.
Yeah,
His elves wouldn't be that sharp.
He actually looks like this. Hold on.
You might need to tear a couple of holes in that to
Okay,
be real authentic.
So hang on. I'm just going to put a cross on that one. That's still attached to you, Ashenik. So this is one attack coming to you, Ashenik. 13 will hit you. And another bird flies in and attaches you. Take 6 points of damage as that one comes in. And then Aravol, this other one comes flying at you.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, sorry, I'm just to front. So this one is attached to there. And I think 11 probably misses.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And so it sort of like flies past and sort of like tries, it sort of like whacks into you, then sort of like skims off your armor, then flies off into the air. These down here, just let you know, have almost like flown their movement. So you can see them, so they can't actually attack this round because they've done the movement and they're not actually in close enough combat, in range of combat. Okay, Ashenik, you are up.
Cool. Can Ashenik see how many there are down the corridor coming?
Yeah.
Or can he remember from when he was a bat?
No,
Sorry.
they're I mean, sorry, let me just adjust because is it
Because
it's light,
depending on how many-
it's like 20 foot light spell.
I don't know.
Who cast it? Thank you, Ulrich. Yeah, 20 foot radius and 20 foot dim. Thank you.
Are you going to let Araval help you up?
So it's 40.
Oh yeah, Ashenik would have done that. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't say anything at the time because it wasn't my turn. But yeah, he would have done.
Okay. Oops. That doesn't look right. 40 foot. What's this? There you go. Yeah. So
Okay.
you let Alval help you up. Yeah. What would you like to do next?
So yeah, sorry, it's because depending on the answer to the question I just asked, which was can he remember or can he see how many bats are well, not bats, the bloodbird things are flying down the corridor, depending on what to do. Can he remember, or can he see how many he saw?
You can see what you can see at the
Right.
present moment in time. So you know that there's 2 flew past you, that you've got 1 attached to you, and there's 4 more coming into the light. That's in the light at the
Okay.
moment. But you probably thought there was a lot more than that.
Okay, that's fine. So from that, he's going to let Aravol pull him up. He's going to, over his shoulder, say, "Fly, fools!" And also he shouts, "There's going to be a big bang." And he's going to run forward, sort of like halfway into the middle of the bat things. Hang on, before I do anything, I just want to check. Out of range. He's then going to cast the following spell in the middle. Probably not the wisest thing, but he wants to take them all out in one swoop. That's why I wanted to ask.
Okay then.
So everything within a 15-foot radius originating from me must make a Constitution save or take a 2d8 thunder damage.
So hang on, let me just, the easiest way to do this. There's a really easy way to do
Alright,
it.
Bazooka, you're safe.
Because all I need to do is
Just checking. That's house. Your house, dude.
it's just, hang on. That's
I don't know
a,
what you're on about.
What's that one?
there you go. Yeah.
Okay.
So you sort of like dash into it. Now, before you do that, before your spell comes. Oh no. Okay then. Let me do this first. So I've got. How much damage does it do?
2d8 if you fail your
Yeah.
Constitution save.
Do your damage first. Right, so 5 points of damage. So it's either going to be 5 or
It would be half.
Rorik and Sprocketeer does half damage roll up or down?
Yeah, I think it's down.
I don't remember offhand.
Say again, sorry, Rorik.
I think it's down.
Down.
It is down.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. Okay then. So it'll either be 5 or 2. Okay, so it actually doesn't matter because they've only got 2 hit points, so it won't matter even if they've saved their actually do their saving throw, because it'll either take 5 or 2. So it won't make any difference. So the rest of you hear this. It's like a thunderclap, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It
Yeah.
can be heard for 300 feet.
Yeah. Okay then. So you hear and almost like feel this percussion of this sound as this enormous thunderclap emanates from Ashenik and sort of like goes in both directions down the corridor. You notice that the birds around him, this sort of like almost like burst with the sound, and just sort of like fall left, right, and center. I'm just going to take them off because I don't need them.
I think even Tenariel would hear it up above.
Yeah, well, and anything further down the corridor definitely hears. I mean, it goes for 300. Is that what you
300
said?
feet.
300 feet. So anything further down the corridor that you're going to encounter will have heard it as well.
And so
And-
the sound will like
woken them
repercute
all
from
up.
the.
yeah, well,
He doesn't care about that.
it'll sort of like be funneled down. So even Tenariel upstairs, you hear this almighty roll of thunder booming from the lift shaft as it sort of like goes towards it and then comes up, and the air sort of like is pressurized and this almighty boom. Even Erval and Bazooka and Ashenik, and Julius and Rurik, you hear this almighty thunderclap as Ashenik runs in and casts this spell, and it just sort of like booms enormously down the corridor.
We are so close to this that it doesn't actually sound like thunder. It just sounds like a massive.
No, because I don't know what kind of thunder you've been listening to.
Well, I was thinking off the cave walls, it would be indistinguishable from a normal explosion.
Yeah,
It would sound like dynamite
it wouldn't.
somewhere.
It wouldn't sound like somebody passing wind. It's
No.
literally a thunder wave, and if anything, you probably feel the pressure wave coming from it as well. You know, it's not enough to sort of like knock you over, but if you think about it, going 300 feet, it's going massive. Okay, Bazooka, you're up.
You know, in movies when there's a bomb exploding and people start to stop hearing for a certain time.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of our ears are ringing. There's no question.
Yeah, you're sort of like definitely ringing. Okay,
I can tell you
Bazooka.
what, that's not in movies.
Bazooka, what would you like to do?
This thing's still in my chest because it's out of range from.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But obviously this thing was so loud, so he's probably gonna just. He's in a mix of trying to grab this thing out of his chest and covering his ears at the same time.
Okay then. So roll a dexterity roll.
Dexterity.
Don't forget you've got a sword in your hand, so if you cover your ear with that hand,
Well, yeah, he would have dropped
you
it.
might stab yourself.
He would have dropped it.
Okay.
It's
So
17.
yeah. So okay. So you grab hold of this bat bird, and you pull it out of your chest, and as you pull it out, almost like this almost like a river of blood emanates from your chest, as if it's really like that. It's as if it was the plug, and you actually lose 5 more hit points as you pull it out, and this bird is sort of like squealing almost in your hand at the moment. Okay, and meanwhile, back up at the.
Carry on with the fight because there's nothing I can do to interfere with that.
Okay, then, cool.
Don't break up the action.
Okay, no worries then. Okay then, Arval, you are up. There's another one flying just to your like northeast.
Within reach, or would I have to move to get to it?
In reach of what?
Melee.
Melee, yeah. I mean, you can move towards it. It is flying around, but you do need to be in the sort of like within the normal melee combat round. So you would have to move. I'll move you so you can see. You would have to move there, or you need to be in the next square to actually hit it.
Well, my issue is I need to drop my bow, draw probably my hand axe.
Well, that's
And
all right, because if you just drop your weapon, that's like a free action. It doesn't matter. So,
Right, but the drawing is a move action.
and if drawing is a move action, so you can literally just drop. It's when you are. If you wanted to put your bow properly back on your back,
Right.
then that would be an action. So if you're
Okay.
just dropping it, then that's fine. And then as you move, you draw your sword, which means you still have your attack action at the end.
Okay. So dropping the bow, kind of shaking my head from the ringing, pulling out the hand axe, step forward and swing at that last
Cool.
that bird.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, 19 hits it.
For just enough.
Just enough, and it falls to the ground, deaded. And Rurik, you are up.
The only one left is the one in the end of Bazooka.
Bazooka has it in his hand. So imagine that he's holding something and it's going. Actually, Rurik, it looks very much like a baby bird. It looks like. No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Okay.
It's just like a.
Can I make a strength check to snap his neck?
Yes, by all means. Yeah, Bazooka, you're sort of like holding this, and only because you two are roughly the same height. Well, Rurik's slightly bigger. You just sort of like reach down and put almost like a backwards grip on the back of the bird's head, and just go with the beak coming out between two fingers, and just sort of like twist it backwards, and just sort of like there's a slight, and it's all like goes.
We share that kill. It's all right.
And it's actually
A 6.1.
Now you can put it back in the hole, Bazooka.
Yes.
Right, cool. There you go.
So are we out of combat?
Yes, we are now.
Is the arrow still in Ashenik that I shot at him?
No,
or did it fall
no,
when he
it
shifted?
automatically drops out, which you can recover.
Okay. I'm going to recover arrow, pick up my bow, and then go back up to the mouth of the tunnel to pick up my long sword.
Yeah, cool.
Can I make a medicine check to try to stop the bleeding from Bazooka?
Yeah, by all means, go for it.
If he passes, or if he doesn't, I'm going to do a lay on hands for Bazooka. How many points are you down?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah, so you sort of like you manage to stick some cloth in the wound, Rurik. You sort of like gobbing it like that, and then just sort of like turn it around and goes. There you go. And
It's all right. It's full of alcohol, so it would have keep
Yeah,
it
it
clean.
disinfects.
oh yes, that's it. He doesn't spit on. Yeah. It's just sort of like raw brandy going into your body.
What happened to the one that was stuck in Ashenik's chest?
Still there.
It's still in his shoulder. It's just sort of like it's almost like a new tattoo. You know, it's just like, it's just sort of like the beak and the head and some rotten.
Can I use medicine to try to pull it out without hurting Ashenik?
You
Well,
know when you say-
actually, to be honest with you, with the thunderclap, it would probably have been blown out of him. Yeah, so.
you know when they say chicks dig scars? I mean, if you have one of them hanging out your shoulder, I mean, they'll be all over you.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Julius, did you say that you were laying on hands?
Yeah, lay on hands on Bazooka to.
Cool.
I have 13 points. Is that going to cover it all?
I don't. I only see his bar, so Bazooka can tell you. I'm quite
I'm
happy
on 10. I'm on 10 points.
out of.
So 13. Yeah, that'll put me up.
Would that all of it put you up, or
Hang
less?
Near as damn it.
Okay, I'll do 13 points to.
Okay, so
Bazooka.
you get
In fact, yeah, sure. Well,
just add 13 to it, and it'll take you up.
Yeah, that's me out of laying hands.
Well, Rick, is your false life still up? I don't know how long it lasts for.
It lasts an hour.
Okay, cool.
So once I've gathered all of my stuff, I'm going to return to Ashenik and say, that was impressive, but you may have just rung the dinner bell for anything further down.
Ashenik's just going to reply, got rid of the damn birds, though. It's all that I care about, flipping things, trying to eat me.
I thought you
What's
got
took a big chunk out as well.
Ashenik, what's your strength?
Ashenik's strength is 12.
12. So you're not the most impressive person in just a loincloth. I just want to point that out to
Bit of a
people.
weedy chap.
Yeah, so Julius, if you were a loincloth on, what's your strength?
he is wearing a loincloth.
1 sec. I was on a different menu. Strength is 16.
16. So you look
That's
quite
pretty burly.
Yeah, you look quite impressive. 12 doesn't. It's just,
Even I'm 16.
yeah.
It's free.
So I often think of, above 15 you've got some definition, maybe some pecs, a bit of six pack going on, some nice lats, that sort of thing.
Do up and leg day, not just leg day.
Yeah. 12, not the sort of thing that you would walk with your shirt off down the street.
What does
Ashenik doesn't
Constitution does to the body?
Say again, sorry.
What does Constitution points does to the shape of the body?
Nothing. It's just how healthy you are. So he might be weedy, but he might have a really good immune system because he eats his sprouts and his spinach or something like that. Is that what
I'm
you're
gonna-
casting? Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to do it on Ashenik.
Okay.
Ooh, thank you very much, Lee.
Yeah, I can do it as well, you know.
Really? I didn't know that.
So you need to
1d8.
plus your spell casting ability modifier.
This is the first ever spell.
So it's
Oh,
on your
I mean-
character sheet on your spells. It'll say your modifier.
spell attack bonus. Is that correct?
It's your charisma bonus.
Yeah.
Oh, charisma. Yeah, is 4.
Sure, don't worry about me, Tin Man, even though you pretty much crushed my legs.
Don't worry, I can come back to you.
So roll 1d8 then.
Yeah.
Plus your 4. Yeah. So Ashenik gets 9 points of damage back.
Thank you very much, Lee.
Ignore the second one. And then I'll do the same to Errol,
Cool.
which will be 5.
Okay.
And then I'm down to 1 spell.
Yeah. So that's what it'll look like now. Yeah.
Has anyway, so Ashenik is going to thank Julius very much. He goes, "Thank you very much. That was very much needed."
Just
That hurt you a lot of damage.
Julius, just out of interest, what does your cure light wound spells look like?
Cure wounds, or I've actually already posted it. Oh, what was it look like?
Yeah, I know what your lay on hands look like. I wondered what your cure wounds look like.
So my lay on hands is a prayer to my goddess Anisha.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
is a complete and utter, like, down on my knees prayer. Literally, like, pommel of my sword down, head on top of my hands on the pommel, and there's like good Lady Anisha. Oh, sorry, I'll do it in the accent. Good Lady Anisha. This unfortunate soul needs your care of wounds into their suffering, to raise them up, if you please, my lady. And then I touch.
You touch them.
Does it put off any light? Is there any visual effect or appearance?
If it works, then yes. There's a slight glow in my sword.
That changes how I respond slightly. Ashenik, after being healed by Julius, will put his hand on Julius's shoulder whilst he's still kneeling and saying, "Thank you, and thank your lady for me." And he's going to walk off up the tunnel back to where he hopes the rope is, and he's going to go and try and recover his belongings.
Yeah.
Once
The rope has not
Scenario
been
comes
dropped
down
yet.
to him. Yeah, well, he's
After-
going to walk up that way anyway.
After I've done all the healing, I do a small prayer afterwards. Please, hopefully, no one else gets hurt, because I can't do that again. Well, I can, but I've got something else planned for it. You know what I mean?
I'm hurt.
I've got another card up my sleeve for
Okay,
later
then.
on.
So, which way? I know Ashenik's gone back to the shaft. Where's the rest of you going?
I'm actually going to follow Ashenik and call out to him, "Shifter."
Did Sprocateur only drop the staff or all of his gear?
Just the staff.
Just the staff, yeah.
Yeah, everything else is still up there, including the rope. The rope was never dropped down to us.
Correct.
No.
Bazooka's going to pick up his sword and keeping it out, he's going to carry on marching forward.
Forward.
Yeah, he's going to keep going down the tunnel slightly.
Okay.
I call to him. He's like, "Don't go too far. You don't leave Bazooka. We need. There's one still up at the back. Mr. Tenariel, up there." And
I think the Tin Man
I keep an eye on him. See
Okay.
if it.
So,
Tin Man can manage the wandering child.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
Bazooka, is that where you're staying now then?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
going to.
And Julius,
gonna
you're
hold up
staying
here.
where you are. Yeah. Okay. So, back to Ashenik, Rulrik, and Araval. Oh, sorry. Let's go back. Let's not go on. Oh, I've just shut me roll 20.
No.
No.
Game over.
Game over.
Just
Can't get the
Game
staff.
over.
Please
You get it back.
please
Hey.
hold on.
Man.
Shifter.
When Ashenik hears that, he's going to stop. He's going to turn and turn to
sorry.
Arvo.
Yeah, sorry. Bazooka, Julius, I wanted to tell you something, and I forgot. And it's only because you dashed away. You know when, and Julius, you know this, but nobody else does. You know when that thing deflated,
Yeah.
and you were still stood on top of it? There was, you felt some sort of like something hard, a couple of hard things underneath your feet.
I before everyone goes away back to the shaft and does their thing, I kind of tell them that as well.
Yeah, sorry.
It's like an afterthought. It's like, yeah. Clout has now swapped with Longshanks on the.
There was something under the goo.
Yeah, it's because he lost connection. It's all right.
Lost connection.
I can swap him back. Sorry.
Arvo, not Arvo. Ashenik will reply to Arvo and go, I do have that ability, but that is not what I'm called.
Well, next time, point it out. My apologies for the arrow, but I had no way of knowing that the creature flying around in the dark cave was actually one of our own party.
That is all right. Yes, I can turn into any animal that I have seen. My apologies. I took it for granted because two of the party already knew that they had mentioned it.
Well,
You won't fight a mother thingy, but you'll shoot a poor innocent bat.
It didn't look like it was a bat all by itself flying around in circles. It looked suspicious.
Ashenik is not holding it against Arvo in any way.
So, Julius, did you've told these other three, haven't you? That about yeah.
When he came back in, I introduced Ashenik to the group.
I meant about the hard things underneath the blobby thing.
Yeah, he called and said there was something there.
Cool.
Yeah, Ashenik will also fill into the rest of the party at this point after his turnaround. What he saw when he was a bat, and thought he saw bits of wood and that sort of thing underneath the blobby creature.
Okay then, so let's zip back up on top to Tenariel, because you've been up there quite a while now. So what would you like to do?
Examine the man. He is indeed dead.
Most definitely. He seems to have died from numerous pieces of like dart-shaped material blasting into his skin. I mean, obviously he had no armor on because he wasn't he was just a miner, and it all sort of like burst into his skin, and so there's numerous sort of like small wounds. He looks quite.
I am going to put a hand into my robes and pull out a particular thing that I was given.
The other miner goes, "What are you doing?"
A small portion.
What are you doing? Is that brandy? Is that brandy?
His friend just died, but all he can care about is getting drunk.
I will take the stopper from the vial.
Are you giving him brandy?
And I will hold it to the man's lips.
Okay, so one single drop actually comes out of the vial and sort of like rests on his lips and slowly seeps in
As
between
it
the.
does,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go for it.
As it does, I will say, so now, bless this man whose foolishness led him into danger. Restore him to life, I beseech you. Then I'll put the thing to his lips.
Yeah.
And pour a drop into his mouth.
So the drop sort of like seeps in between his lips, and you notice that there almost like seems to be a faint light that emanates from his body itself, and you notice that all the cuts and all the blast marks slowly heal up. His clothes don't heal up, so you can still see where they would be, and they all sort of like heal up, and then all of a sudden you notice he sort of goes like that as he sort of like takes a sudden intake of breath, and his eyes sort of like flicker open, and the other miner says, "Mighty good brandy, that." He says,
Hush.
And the you know, obviously my character doesn't, you know, all of our characters don't know.
"No, you don't know."
Yeah, but Sunel.
I help the man to sit up.
Yeah, he's still a bit groggy, but he is actually well. You know, he is no longer dead, but he's not. He's almost like you know, when you come out of an operation or something like that. He's a bit groggy. He probably is leaning up against the side of this sort of like pillar, and the other miners quite impressed with. He's not actually looking at his friend. He's sort of like trying to have a look at your vial. You know, wherever you're putting it, and it's sort of like, so he keeps sort of like saying, "Good stuff, that."
It gets stoppered and put back into my robes.
Yeah.
I turn to the well
Where he will
man,
never go.
and where no man will ever go, and tell him that he should help his friend back to the the entrance area to the cave.
In other words,
Yeah,
get back to work.
Yeah,
The
he's,
level
he's,
we're on. I mean, you know.
yeah, he's all like says, "Okay." He says,
Make sure he rests and doesn't wander off again.
"Yeah, mate."
He's been given a second chance.
He sort
He
of
may
like
not get a third.
he sort of like puts his arm over his shoulder, and sort of like, this is, you can hear him muttering as he goes across. He says, I think that lady actually brought you back to life, mate. You know, I thought you were dead. But I think she actually brought you back from the brink
And
with
then,
a drip of brandy."
And then she shouts, "Get the bloody rope!"
yeah, get that bloody rope. And then she will sit in prayer for a little while and give thanks to Sunel.
Yeah, cool.
And
In game, that made
eventually,
total sense as a character, but as a player, I'm thinking, why on earth would you waste something that powerful on an NPC?
well, none of you died. I was waiting for one of you to die, so I come down.
He's been waiting
Oh,
for
it's
ages.
For all she knows, one of us or all of us are laying dead at the bottom of that tunnel.
None of you survived that explosion. So where are we now?
And your body will be blasted to pieces. There'll be nothing to give the drop to.
Sorry, Clarion, everybody died in the mine. We can't get the silver.
Yeah.
Then I'll come and find the rope and go to the mine head, get the rope tied off,
Yeah.
and call down to the others.
Yeah. You could probably head down, working your way down. Do you have an athletics roll?
No,
Surely you jest.
don't call me Shirley. Athletics, bunk, it's not a... No.
No. Well, okay then. So you head down. You tie off the rope, and
You have an inspiration point.
I
and
do
you
actually, and it wouldn't have...
Yeah, but you sort of like tie off the rope, and you're all right, sort of like climbing down because it's not that difficult. But unfortunately, when you get very close to the bottom, you lose your footing, and there's quite a gap between the end of the rope, etc. And you just sort of like lose your footing, and then you do fall down the last little bit. And
Would we be standing on there? Do we have a chance to try and catch her?
I think you.
I will be bringing a Shennick's stuff.
Oh yeah, so that's even probably more so why you sort of like came down. You just take 6 points of damage as you bash down onto the floor. I think I don't think you can catch her. I think you just notice. Tenariel, you do notice that you land on the amorphous blob, and there is some things sort of like sticking into your back. Some
your bum.
And you figured there's let me just find it.
That's only the bar. It's not a few drinks.
You see that there's underneath your back. You can sort of like feel there's about let me just find it. All right, there's about 8 gems within the Morpher's blob still. Various colours.
I dropped them.
But all sort of like quite nice to look at.
Do I hear her land?
You see
Where I
her.
am?
You see her.
Yeah, we were approaching. We were outside there.
I can just imagine that walking along, you just hear.
Yeah, quite exactly.
Julius looks over. She lands as like, if only she'd jumped earlier.
So,
Took you
Tenariel,
long enough, girl.
are you going to take those?
Yes, well, I'll point them out.
Yeah.
Or you point them out, or you're going to take them?
I'll point them out.
Ooh,
I'm not
candy.
putting my hand in that.
Piece of candy.
I'll come and pick them up. And did those fall out of you?
Oh, they must be mine. I dropped them.
Rurik will say to Tenariel that
Is everyone
the
all right?
adventure is finished. We did everything.
You mean I could have stayed up there?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Cool. So, Alval, are you taking those then?
Yes.
Thank you. Excellent. Okay then. What would you like
just-
to do next?
Write down 8 gems.
Yeah.
I shall.
Oh, they're each worth about 50 gold pieces, somewhere between 50 and 60 gold pieces each. I've got it marked down on my thing, so I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Is everyone all right?
We are now.
Now that you're here. Safe.
There was some
Fancy
trouble.
topping me off.
Are you all right?
I
What took you so long?
was waiting for the miner to bring the rope.
He kind of missed his rope.
We kept telling you to just jump.
Julius
Myself
was
to-
enlarged. He could have catch you.
So where's the rope?
Up there.
I know I just went down it.
Glad you could make it. You've got something.
What was that noise?
Ashenik is going to go. That was me killing some bat birds with beaks that were sucking my blood. I didn't like them, so I
thought it was
eviscerated them.
cave-in. I thought you were all trapped with a cave-in.
No, it was Julius farting.
Yeah, we're really lucky that none of the tunnel was unstable down here.
Indeed. Shall we go then?
I'm sure that the miners, when they get down here, they will take this place out. As long as they're all good with the upstairs.
Everything's fine.
Ashenik is going to take his stuff from Tanrail if she has it.
Tenariel, yeah.
But he's not. He's going to put his cloak on, but he's not putting his armor on as yet. And he's also going to retrieve his quarterstaff from whoever's carrying it.
Okay.
By the way, just be careful. Dress like that. Don't go into like a park or anything.
So are you just you're not putting your armor on then?
No, he's going to sort of like sling it over his shoulder for the moment to
Okay.
carry it.
So your armor class will be like 11 now, yeah. Until you put it back on again. Cool.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Okay.
He's also going to turn to Aravel and go, once again, apologies for not telling you, but I will let you guys know before I change again.
Once
I can change
again,
once more today.
apologies for the arrow in your bird form. I'll try not to do that again.
Yeah, I might have to turn into the bat at some point and check the wing, but he'll be fine.
All right,
Ain't the bat dead?
Julius, could you use my shield?
Shield will be good.
Please take it.
You sure you don't need it yourself?
You can use it far better than I can.
Well, thank you very much. I will try to keep it safe more than my last one.
So that will increase your arm class by 2 points.
Yep. And I just reduced mine.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, good.
Are we done with this cave yet? With this mine? We need to get this wrapped up.
So there's this long sort of like cavernous corridor tunnel chipped out of rock. It's definitely been mined. And you notice that it's been mined around the sides and down the sort of like the base of it as well. It's almost as if Rurik sort of like tells you, just roll your history roll, Rurik. Because that's what your mining skill cascades down onto.
Have you seen anything down there, little buddy?
Rurik says this tunnel is almost as if there's been a big seam of an ore, possibly silver, and it looks like they found a big seam and just been hacking away at it, and just sort of like following the seam further and further down. Do you wish to progress down the corridor or tunnel? Sorry.
If this is where the previous miners hit the whatever it is, then natural thinking would be the is down this way.
It's like, and I point out like the only way that we can go.
You wait a moment, I'll heal you.
On the wall, can I see like almost like dust particle still staying there?
Not here at the moment, no. Sorry to know.
I guess we best carry onward.
I'm going to heal Bazooka. He gets 9 points back.
9 points, Bazooka.
He looks the worst, I think. I'm just looking at their energy bars.
I'm a bit low too.
Oh.
There's a temporary HP that block it.
Mucho.
Well, yours is harder to see with the spells covering your bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. 9 for Rurik.
Cool.
And I'll cast aid.
Yeah. Hang on, just Ashenik and Julius, just hang on because we're just casting spells, so try to pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah, 5 points of top.
Aid is going on Araval, Bazooka, and Julius.
Thank you. I love that spell. That's like
So there's
You love AIDS.
so that's Julius, sorry, Araval.
And Bazooka.
Thank you.
That's not actually gonna give me oh well, yeah, it's gonna give me
Yes,
temper,
it will.
but that's gonna fill me up all the way.
top you off temporarily.
Yeah. And that's fine. It'll just give you them temporarily before
What? So if once that wears off, that's gonna put me back down to
your full health.
no,
Yeah.
that is my full
what
health.
you are currently before he did that spell.
Oh crap! Oh, there's just 5 away in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
can
guys,
math.
are you planning on proceeding down the corridor, down the tunnel?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So, can you just before you all rush off, can you put yourself in some kind of order? How would you like to be?
Stay still.
Okay, then let's say it this way. Then let's do it a different way. Right there you go.
Don't cross the line. Why don't you both stand up front? It's wide enough for a 2x2. Shoulder to shoulder.
I don't know why Bazooka's facing like backwards though, but you know.
Making a point.
So trying to be that tank. You do it.
Tenariel, yeah, thank you.
Sorry. I'll be at the back.
Surviving all that's just boosted his ego even more to think he is that tank.
He is that man.
Okay, so you head off down this tunnel, and you notice that it every now and again it abruptly changes direction. And Rurik informs you that this is probably because the seam has changed, and you even though it almost like appears to be a right angle turn, you notice that the miners obviously kept going in the same direction, but found out that there's nothing there, and then changed direction and followed it. And it's not very long, within a sort of like 100 feet of going down the corridor, that you notice that there's a turn up ahead, and from that turn there appears to be the glow of a fire or some burning. So on the actual map at the moment, if you imagine that this is the turn, it turns to the east. It turns to the east. So as you're going down to the map, it turns to your left. And so you can sort of like see the glow of the fire. It looks like it's quite a bright fire. It doesn't look like a flickery fire. It looks like a hot glow, almost like furnace-like, and you can see it. Just make a perception check, please. Everybody can make it. Okay, so Tenariel and Rurik, you're quite surprised because you almost like suspect, when you've been around blacksmiths and forges and things like that, there's been this rhythmic beating of hammer on anvil and on stone and on metal, and there seems to be no noise at all. If it is some kind of forge, it's very strange because there is little or no activity coming from it at all.
Where's the smoke going?
Say again, sorry.
Where's the smoke going?
There's no smoke.
Smokeless fire?
There's just sort of like a glow of some kind of forge, you think.
We don't know where the glow is coming from, if it's a fire or something magical or something like that.
All right.
Well, you don't. I just don't see it.
Ashinek is, as he's standing behind Julius, who's obviously not wearing any lower armor, he's desperately trying not to look at Julius's hairy legs.
You just look at my butt. It's a good, well-shaped butt.
It is a good, well-shaped butt, and Ashinek's already seen that, but he has no wish to see it anymore. So he's busy looking up at the ceiling like this is his following.
It's almost as if I'm walking down and like trying to move sexily to Nat. Yeah.
Has no effect.
Yeah.
Elves are immune from it.
Okay, guys. After looking at, give me detailed information about what you're looking at. What would you like to do?
Carry onward.
Okay, then. So, are you going around the corner?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, then. No worries at all. Okay, then. So, as you turn round the corner, this is the sight that you actually see. You might have to zoom out because you're very small in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. Okay, I think I've taken. You should be able to see everything, because the light should be all right in here. Yeah. You are actually at a higher level, so you can probably see from here to here. Can you see that's a 10-foot drop?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's a 10-foot drop, and what you can see, Bazooka and Rurik, you're quite shocked of what you can see. The first thing, it's quite obvious what the flame is coming from, because right in the middle here, there, hang on, let me put right in the middle here, you could probably see it. There is a huge lava pit, and it seems to be, that appears to be the source of the fire. And it's not a fire as such. It's literally a huge, almost like magma pit, and you can see that it's bubbling all the time. And you can see from the color of the walls that this appears to be a huge sort of like seam of silver. It's absolutely unbelievable. The all the walls actually reflect of the silver seam. It's as if there seems to be an abundance of silver within this small cavern. However, the disturbing thing is, and it's very disturbing for you, Bazooka, because there seems to be some of your kin in here.
Your family.
They seem to be some kind of gnomes. They look very similar to you, although they have grayer skin.
Gray skin,
And
no.
It's Uncle Eric.
And no, those are not them.
No.
It's Uncle
No.
Eric.
Gray skin gnomes are
Gnomes?
not. You're not related to them.
However, they appear to be shackled, and round about, sort of like round here and here, you can almost like, it looks like pickaxes have been dropped, and you can see various ones of them seem to be hoarded into areas, and you can also see what appears to be dwarfs actually on guard. They look like they're sort of like guarding the people, these little gnomes. They seem to have like war picks at their side, and every now and again you notice that if one of these gnomes say anything, they sort of like lash out at them and sort of like bash them with the hilt of their weapon. They seem to be alerted. They appear to be sort of like looking around, almost like worried, or almost like concerned for some unknown reason. You're not too sure why they would be concerned at this point.
It seems kind of obvious. We let them know we were here.
There is, just so you know, down here, I don't know, I'm up at the top. Yeah. There seems to be another exit coming out, and it appears to be running very sharply downwards. And what seems to be happening up here is that these two dwarf figures seem to be ushering the other two gnomes that you can see down the corridor, and the poor gnomes, Bazooka, sort of like shuffling. They've got nothing on their feet, and they've got these heavy shackles round their ankles and round their wrists, and the dwarves are sort of like poking them and nudging them down the corridor. And even when one sort of like falls, the dwarf is quite brutal with it and doesn't sort of like help it up. It just sort of like whacks it on the head, and then just sort of like grabs its hair and sort of like pulls it to its feet, and then continues to sort of like push it down the corridor.
Okay.
Can I see if the skin of the dwarf are grayish?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're exactly how you see them in the thing.
I'm going to step up behind, or actually just step forward and whisper to Tin Man, drop down there and group them up together. Get them to come to you.
Is it a straight drop?
Well, it's on a slight incline.
So I can slide down it.
Yeah, you would be visible though.
Fine.
I turn back to Erval and is like, hold my beer.
and slide down.
Because I'm a dwarf, is it common knowledge for me or Durigars? Or
You know that there's very many different kinds of dwarves around the place, and there are rumored to be dwarves that live deep underground.
I'll be bringing up the rear. Sorry, I have to disappear for a second.
Ashenek is going to turn
Hang on a minute. So, Julius and Bazooka have already sort of like slid down the ramp. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's sort of like can you see these two dwarves here?
Yeah.
So they sort of like see you sort of like sliding down straight away, and they sort of like let out this huge cry. And although you can't actually understand the language, Julius and Bazooka, Rurik, you sort of like make out some of it. It doesn't seem to be pure dwarvish. You get something like, it says something about the Guardian, something about calling it, and sort of like now. And that's roughly what you get.
I kind of like the moment that I come down the bottom of the scree, the slope, whatever it is, I kind of move like left a little bit as well.
Well, what we're going to do, we're going to leave you there, and we're going to leave it there for this week. And leave it until not next week, because we have a break next week. Because I think it's 4
which
weeks.
is good.
Just to let you know, next week is a maybe for me. The week after is a no.
Yeah. Well, next week it will be the normal break. So what we can do after that, we can see if you're not around that week, then we can see who else is not around. And if we're 2 members down, I think that's what we say. If we're 2 members down, then we don't play. But if there's only you not here flat, then you can have that choice. You can either say, Inwills, I don't mind you playing the character, and I can just play it. Or you can say, I don't want it played, and all that would happen is that I would make sure that really early in the combat, I'll knock you out. You know, then that would be it.
I think we kind of need our tank for this combat.
Yeah.
Certainly with what I've got planned.
We can figure out.
I've got a couple of things planned as well.
We can figure out. So you've got at least 1 week.
Bazooka wanted to tank.
You can finish.
Yeah, us not being here next week works out quite well, because I'm not around next week at all. Next weekend.
So next weekend probably not. I'll probably be here next weekend. If we don't do it next weekend, I can't do it the week after. Probably the week after that. I'm happy to be taken over by the greater good, and I will speak to you afterwards about a plan that I have always in the back of my head.
Okay, so the people have just reminded me that I need to put the votes up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It wasn't me this week.
I didn't vote.
Who's actually eligible this week? I think most of us have inspiration.
I think we've all used our inspiration.
I've used
mine.
Apart from Sprocketeer / Tanriel.
I haven't. I just got one from last week that I haven't used yet.
Well, we'll see what I can do a first, second, etc. as it comes in if we get that many votes. So it's not a problem. But what we'll do while you are telling people where they can find you, then I will actually I will run this, and then we've got it. So who would like to go first?
Start, you mean to go on?
Hi guys, I'm Flat Badger. You can find me on my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/. /flat_battery, which I'm sure there's a link. It's going to be put somewhere.
Yeah,
in,
I'm doing it. Don't worry.
chat. I'm going to be cracking on for a few games of PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. Probably about 20 minutes after we finish this. So yeah, if you want to try and join in into that game or watch, chat, and have a laugh, then yeah, you know where to come.
Excellent. Who's up next?
I'm Longshanks EPG. You can usually sorry, Big Beastie. You can,
I wasn't going.
You can usually find me. I don't stream at the moment, but so you can usually find me chilling in Inwill's stream or taking part in Mithras, which is a game that Inwill's DMs or GMs, and his Shadowrun game, which he also GMs, but neither of those are on this week. I don't think, potentially. Or maybe Shadowrun is on
Mithras
Tuesday.
isn't on Monday, but Shadowrun is on Tuesday. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, you'll next see me playing in Shadowrun on Tuesday, and potentially I might join in with Flat Battery if he allows me to.
No.
Excellent. Who's next?
I am Big Beastie. You can find me in here, this channel here on alternate Mondays, playing Mithras. Again, Tuesdays playing Shadowrun, and obviously Saturdays playing Dungeons and Dragons. You can also find me in my own channel. And in my own channel, if you scroll in the down there of my channel, you'll find all the social media goodies that you can follow me on there. And I'll probably be in Flat Battery's channel when he starts streaming a bit.
Excellent. Who's next?
I'm Kipsadin. You can find me in this game, or you can find me in all the chats of those streamers around me. And I'll pass the torch to Cryptex.
Thank you. Hey, I'm Cryptex. You can find me on my channel tomorrow morning. Morning for me, it's 8 a.m. or 4 p.m. GMT.
Is it Cryptex, is it 81? _81.
Yes,
Yeah.
_81, yes.
Thank you.
No problem. I'll be playing some Halo's Blade tomorrow, and then midweek I'll be playing some Telltale games.
Woo.
Excellent.
Which Telltale game are you going to be playing?
I think I'm going to be playing the first season of Batman, so that I can pick up the second one.
Nice. It's good. I've played the first episode of that.
Yeah, same. I played the first episode of the first one and didn't get a chance to finish it yet.
Excellent.
Have you
Who else? Who else? Hang on. Let's get everybody done
Okay,
first.
Just me, is it?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sprocketeer on Twitter.
Best for last.
Well, no. I can be found here, of course. Alternate Mondays playing Mithras, which has been good fun. Tomorrow I'll be doing Curse of Strahd, and last week I didn't die. Yay!
Way. That's Fuzzy Mushroom,
Yep.
isn't it? Yeah.
Fuzzy Mushroom Blues stream.
Blues, yeah.
Monday night I play first edition AD&D with Skaggath and his gang. We're also going to be doing basic D&D, the red box on Thursdays, and possibly the new Thingy of Annihilation, Tomb of Annihilation, is it?
Yeah.
On Friday nights on, can't remember his name. Oh, damn, somewhere else. And I've got 2 games I'm prepping, which I'm not sure if I'm going to do on Twitch or not. Just depends on who's going to be doing it.
Lots of content coming then.
So
Excellent.
there we go. Yeah.
And Cloud, have you done yours?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that everybody done?
Yep.
Yeah, excellent. So the votes are in. The votes are in. Did some of you vote for yourselves?
Nope.
No. Okay, the votes. So I'll go down in order. Okay, so top is Aravol.
Thanks.
So do you have an inspiration point already?
Indeed, I do. I won last week.
Excellent. So you can't have another one. So
Right.
the next one, it's joint.
It's a tie.
Yes, it's
So they get both?
it's
Roll
a
off.
tie. Right. Okay then. well, I think the easiest way to do it is to look at who hasn't got one. So, Julius, do you have one?
No.
Bazooka, do you have one?
No.
Tenariel, do you have one?
Yes.
Okay. Rurik, do you have one?
No.
And Ashenik, do you have one?
No.
No. So that's Julish, Bazooka.
Everyone got voted for.
You can all share one.
Yay! We're all winners.
No, I'm going to roll it. I'm going to
We're all losers.
roll a 1d4. So Julius, Bazooka. Who was the others? Ashenik.
Oh, let's roll an intelligence
Rurik.
one.
Is that right?
Rurik.
Tenariel, did you say you have one?
Yes, I've got one.
Yeah. Okay then. So Julius, you're 1. Bazooka, you're 2. Rurik, you're 3. Ashenik, you're 4. 1.
Yes.
Julius,
Yes.
Hold on.
Get it.
Right. Just let's put my idea first. Right. Everyone roll their intelligence. Well, just us for 4.
You know I.
See, even your intelligence agrees with the dice roll, Bazooka.
I wanted to say.
Well, there you go.
Oh wait. Fixed.
Fixed.
There.
I get in that one and he gets a nat 20.
Yeah.
Bear in mind for the viewers, I have the least intelligence.
Excellent. Okay then. So let's wind this up then. So you can find me here again tomorrow night, tomorrow afternoon at 3:00 BST time, where I'll be playing further Elder Scrolls Online. And then, like the other people have said, there's a variety of games throughout the week, including Mithras and Shadowrun. And then there'll be no D&D next week because that's our natural break. And then we'll let you know what's happening and when it's happening next. Don't forget, if you would like to catch up with any of the previous episodes, all 27 of them, then by all means go along to inwills.co.uk and you'll find them and all the other adventures there, so you can sit and watch them to your heart's content. So next week when we're not playing, why not go back to the first one ever and see the barman shouting at Bazooka to get off the table. Okay guys, thank you for coming along tonight. It's really fantastic that you're in the stream. Thank you to all the players. I've really enjoyed DMing tonight's session for them. And it only remains for me to say to each and every one of you, have fun. And I will catch you all later. And until then, consider yourself waffled. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
The first season of
Hasta la
any
vista.
isn't any good.